Hey there, YouTubers, what's up? Awesome. So apparently I managed to adjust my camera to a better, seemingly better angle of shooting. Yeah. So and I like to talk to you guys, more about how to cope with depression, how to coexist with depression, if not completely overcome such symptom. And I understand your suffering, your anguish, for maybe for such a long period of time you have utterly nobody to talk to about your depression, about your lack of motivation, and your symptoms, your illness, begin to define you as a person by either by suppressing or or completely removing of your productive and positive characters as a person. Thus, as a result of such, you then begin to lose hope, and therefore motivation, even suicidal thoughts. And in fact, I through my own experiences with depression and lack of motivation, or for a prolonged duration of fatigue, and just a complete and utter disappointment, with other people. So I come to realization that we still need to focus on what we can do, not what others might be willing to do for us or to do for you. In other words, we are all ultimately alone, and we breath our own breaths, we crap our own craps, we die our own deaths, and we book our own flights. So I don't know if you have already got yourselves married or still remaining celibate or single. But I just like to encourage you guys out there that depression still bounces around here and there from time to time, and you can actually regain your motivation and hope, and momentum by focusing on your tasks on hand. Like I already mentioned, like you can start documenting what you wish you could achieve or aim to attain on Asana platform, and it costs you utterly nothing but time and effort to set up an account. I can even set up an account for you on your behalf, so long as you provide me with your email address, and in short, unless you have you have lost your mobility. You lost your limbs. You can still, begin, from scratch. Begin to take further steps, further actions to higher levels, even with just you alone. And I discovered such principle by getting myself knocked down over and over, and through a multitude of experiments, and not just experiments and experiences with people, but also by spending time with yourself in solitude, while you gather your own thoughts to, seeking to get something done, like planning a trip, finish up an Excel workbook, trying to write a description for your videos on YouTube, or try to call someone, and in the meantime record your interactions with them, and then soon afterwards you take some time to review what you have said, in response to what your audiences, said to you, to kind of work between the angles to pinpoint, where your flaws are, where you are flawed at, in particular, while conversing with people. For people like me, who used to stutter like shit, like a crackhead, that's the most efficient and the most cost-effective methodology I can think of so far. Sooner or later, you will begin to meet setbacks and frustrations. No matter how much amount of enthusiasm you think you bear, you think you can stockpile inside your mind. We are all destined. We are all bound to meet setbacks, and that's in fact how we manage to overcome those setbacks, how we manage to overcome those trials, tribulations, and penetrating, burst through the barriers. Actually, all of our actions, all of our even mistakes, misdemeanors, will shape our character, and our characters form the great story, the histories. If you try to start tackling a difficult problem or a tough situation with such kind of mindset, you probably are already won half of the entire fight. Though I still, the fight of my own is still ongoing, because I still haven't been able to get in touch with someone who actually are willing to take the right amount of actions, and in the meantime knows exactly what he or she should do or should be doing to neutralize the the threats of that particular woman and her associates in intending to inflict a great deal of damage against me, upon me, ever since my old man passed away all of a sudden like that. And yeah, I also kind of fall behind practicing my Japanese language. As a result, I'm soon after I finalize filming this video, I shall launch several more cold calls to make sure the apartment I think I am about to book in Naha, Okinawa, the apartment actually, if they have room attendants to clean the entire apartment while I stay there, or perhaps otherwise I might just have to do all the cleaning myself. I don't know. I'll never know for certain unless I hit them with the ring directly. So the same principle pretty much applies to each and other scenarios that can take place in your life, and at any given time. So maybe perhaps you shouldn't scroll your cell phone, especially your social networks like Facebook, for that prolonged period of time while you feel down or depressed, because so doing would only make the matters worse, since you while you scroll, you couldn't help but start to take notice of those who seem to have done a better job building building their lives than you do. Although you can't know the full story, the full picture behind the scene, because you are those who pop up on social networks like Facebook, they only show you one side of the story, and they would never show you the other side. That that such principle even applies to or somewhat relatively honest person like me. Jesus. So yeah, on the other hand, I also like to advise you against staying up that late, fapping and playing video games and watching YouTube. The latest the latest timing when you decide to go to bed and fall asleep, ideally I think would be better than any time before 2 a.m. in the morning, and after that, at least for me, my body, my brain begins to somehow begins to get revitalized or rejuvenated by some sort of mysterious supernatural forces, and which could quite render us more prone to further temptations, especially in the sense of sexual urges and sexual temptations, sexual stimulations, and or in other words, the lust of the flesh and the lust of the eyes, more biblically speaking, which can further cause you to turn even more depressed, since once you fall asleep on bed at around 3 a.m. or even later than 3 a.m. 4 a.m. in the morning, and then most likely you'd probably get up and get resurrected quite late. In my case, I got up today at around 11 a.m. since I went to bed and fell asleep at around 4:10 or 4:20 a.m. Yeah. So which in turn can exacerbate your depressive mental state, and on the other hand, you should try not to look at to stare at how big the problem is, while you can still take actions to address them as best as you know how. I have been trying to get in contact with as many lawyers and legal firms, as many as I can here in Hebei, China. I even got into contact with some other legal practitioners from outside the province. Well, I just adopted such methodology to gain a better or a clearer overview of the entire industry, to minimize chances of getting myself scanned. Yeah, especially I just I returned to China to the city where my grandma resides in for less than half a year. I still my knowledge of the local terrain still seems quite poor. So in other words, just keep learning, keep moving. Don't get yourself stagnated for too long. You can get yourself kind of stranded at the same place in the same city for some time, but you should not get yourself get your own actions or the imperatives to take more actions to stagnate it for too long, unless you think you are prepared to forfeit everything, which I am not, for which I'm not yet prepared for, and I hope I never will be. Jesus, mate. So yes, let's hope my visitation to my back to my grandma's residence that I rescheduled to take place tomorrow can go smoothly. Just need to gather several more documents. Just need to print some more documents and get some more clothes. Since the hotel has closed its laundry room, so and it won't reopen until, let's say, maybe 10 days or 7 days later. Yeah, so I just have to go back to my, I just have to return to my grandma's residence, get some clothing changed, and print some documents, and then come back to my room here. Yeah, the exile has not yet ended, and I am sorry to announce that my exile hasn't ended. Though I wish it could end. Though I wish I could get everything associated with the aftermath of my old man's sudden demise over with, as soon as possible, as best as I know how. Well, we'll see. Yeah, so yeah, I suppose that's pretty much all I can squeeze out of my brain so far for tonight. So yeah, I hope you guys are having a great time spent with your families, with your spouses, whoever. Yeah, just never stand still. Remember to take care of yourself, by rewarding yourselves with some snacks, some snacks like sunflower seeds, peanuts, chewing gum. Yeah, maybe, on some occasions a cup of cappuccino, latte, Red Bull. But don't misuse them, and cut yourself some slack from time to time. Always remember that. And God bless. Thanks again for watching and listening. Remain steadfast. Continue to hold the line with me together, and have a pleasant and fulfilling Chinese New Year. Yeah, thanks again for watching and listening. Bye bye. Ciao.